So I've been able to build a multi six-figure a year school community in the space of a couple of months, and I want to show you exactly how I've been able to do that. And I know someone's going to ask for proof. I'm not here to flash my numbers. I want to just show you raw facts on what I've been able to do right now, and then what our plans are going forward, how I want to scale this to $50,000 a month, the different sales funnels that we have used and what we're planning on using. But I also want to show you how you can do the same thing as well. So just to satiate some of your appetite, £21,937 in monthly recurring revenue, which is obviously pretty good. It's been a bit up and down. There's been lots of mistakes that I've made along the way. There's been some great days as well. So yeah, this video is hopefully going to explain exactly how I was able to do this. And if you do want to know how to build your own school community and build your own personal brand and then launch a school community from the back of it, I filmed a 20-minute long tutorial video that you can watch as well. So if you want to go and watch that, just click the first link down below in the description. It's a little bit more granular than this video, so that might be helpful. So let's just kind of dive in. So I originally first started back on YouTube. I had 155,000 subscribers, well I still do, 155,000 subscribers in the photography space. And when I was over here, we actually had some pretty decent success with, this is me and my twin brother, with a lot of our content. 3.7 million views, hundreds of thousands of views on our content that was doing incredibly well. And we realized that being able to get millions of views every single month and monetize that audience is like by far and away the easiest business model that you can run. So we eventually actually back in about 4 years ago, around when these videos were posted, 600,000 views, 45,000 views, 4 years ago, we were actually selling a digital subscription product. So it was $7.99 a month. This was before Skool even existed, before anyone was really talking about it. We were doing it way back then. And the reason why we did it is because when you're posting content, this is just the dashboard, 12.2 million views over the years in this channel. And you can see in our niche, we only made about £12,000 in revenue from AdSense. So AdSense really wasn't a big driver for us. So we spent a lot of time looking at our views. And as you can see, there's massive spikes up and down. It's all over the place, as content always is. So we spent a lot of time working out what business can we build that's going to give us predictability, because views are always up and down, right? And that's why we settled on the subscription model, because we said if we can bring in a bunch of customers and then just keep that lifetime value high, then it just builds that predictability and recurring revenue that every business craves, right? So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we first started. And then as most things happen, as you get older, you start to see people actually asking how you're able to build a business from it. And then I saw the opportunity to start teaching other people how. And so slowly this YouTube channel, we stopped posting on it, and I went more into the B2B space and then B2C, teaching entrepreneurs and business owners like yourself how to build a personal brand and then monetize it with a digital subscription product, otherwise known as now a school community. So that's basically what we do full time now. So the community is going pretty well. We have 373 members in here at the moment, teaching people how to build personal brands and then monetize them through paid communities. So that's basically what we're doing right now. So just to kind of circle back to my game plan when I first started this, at the moment we have a whole different section of stuff and modules. So I want to break this up into a few sections, this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the sales argument, the plan that I had to get people through my funnel. Then I want to talk a little bit more about the marketing funnels that I was actually running. And then finally, I want to talk specifically about the product and how I'm building lifetime value and the mistakes I've made and what I plan on kind of improving things going forward. So to start off with first, I want to talk specifically about my sales argument and the reason why I thought that this would work really, really well, and how I structured all of my content to be circled around this sales argument. So a big mistake that I see a lot of people make is they just kind of dive straight in. They just start teaching how to build an SMMA or dropshipping store, whatever that might be. But for me, it was much more a case of I have to understand my target market. And obviously I'm big on content. I've got tens of millions of views over the years, so this inherently comes quite quickly to me. But I break everything down into a big awareness funnel, is what I call it. And at the top of the funnel, I have something that I call symptom aware. I think some of this jargon is also, people also use this as well. I don't think that I invented this, but I do live by this. So we've got symptom aware, problem aware, solution aware, and then product aware. And so my job as a marketer, as a CEO, as a business owner, is to bring people from the top of this funnel down to the bottom of this funnel. And I'll explain briefly what these points mean. My job as a business owner is to get someone to buy my product. But if they're going to buy my product, they have to be aware that the product here has a solution to a problem that they have, that they feel the symptoms of. Okay, so that's at the top of the funnel. We have the largest portion of people that feel that they have some form of symptom, whether or not, the example that I use for every single person is a headache, right? The problem isn't necessarily the pain, the headache, the throbbing, right? That's the symptom. The problem could be you're dehydrated. So if we're trying to sell someone the solution of getting rid of their headache, right, but they're not aware that they're dehydrated and we're trying to sell them water, they're feeling the headache, they're up here, right? But they may not know they're dehydrated, or they probably do, but they're not consciously thinking of that, right? Or even some people may not even know that that's why they've got a headache. They might think it's caffeine, they might think they're tired, or whatever the issue is, right? So if we're trying to sell them a bottle of water down here, we're trying to tell them there that the solution to their symptom is water, right, to help them solve the problem. The issue here is they don't see how the bottle of water is going to help remove that symptom of the headache. So inherently, if they don't know that the bottle of water that we're trying to sell them is going to solve that symptom, they don't believe that, we're never going to be able to sell the bottle of water. All right, and that's why I see most business owners struggle and fail to actually get customers in, because they're not understanding this funnel here. So what my job to do is to highlight what symptom is my customer feeling, what symptoms are they feeling every single day, and then make sure they're aware that the problem that's causing those symptoms. All right, so in the headache example, it's like I would have to educate them and say, look, it's not tiredness, it's not caffeine deficiency, it's just because you're dehydrated. And then I have to educate them and prove to them and change that limiting belief that it is actually that reason, right? Once they're aware that they have a problem, then I can present my solution, right? Now they're aware that they're dehydrated, the solution, they automatically know they need to drink water, right? So maybe my product is prime hydration drink. Now I just need to show them that water is not the most hydrating form of like fluid, sell them my product, which is prime hydration. All right, so that's how you take someone through the funnel. So my approach when I was starting this is the symptom that I see a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners have is inconsistent revenue, inconsistent income every single month. The other symptom as well that I noticed they have is difficulty actually signing customers and bringing on customers, doing sales calls, and just the inefficiencies that come with running a business through cold traffic. All right, so those are my symptoms. The problem there is solely because you're trying to market a one-time fee product. Your profit margins don't exist very much, and you're targeting a very cold audience, and you have a really shit sales funnel that's not warming people up. Okay, so the solution to that is target a warm audience and then charge a monthly subscription. And then my product is I will show you how to build a warm audience, which is build a personal brand, and then sell a digital subscription product, which is a Skool community. All right, so that was my funnel that I was focusing on. So that's the sales argument that I built. From that point onwards, I was then like, okay, I've got to practice what I preach. All right, I'm not going to say you have to build a personal brand and then sell subscription products. And then to teach people how to do that, I was going to send cold emails and run ads and charge one-time payments. It doesn't make sense, right? It's not, my sales argument isn't congruent to my marketing efforts. So what I have to do is focus on, in my marketing, I have to practice what I preach. So I started building my new personal brand around October of 2023. Had a few problems, got multiple accounts banned as I was learning TikTok's community guidelines and rules, but essentially now we've been able to, go to about 28,000 followers. Nothing great, but none of my call to actions are follow me. It's always go to link in my bio, right? So I'm always trying to, this is built to monetize. It's not built to just educate. So what I focused on doing was targeting viral content, top of funnel. So this is where I'd say here, this is very top of funnel stuff. And this like language might be incorrect for some of you. You might think top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel is not like true, but this really is for me is like, okay, the style of content, I just do like this, all right? Literally very, very simple, right? So I split my content up and I say my viral content is going to be very, very top of funnel stuff. I'm talking about the symptoms, the issues that people feel, all right? My middle of funnel stuff, which I'm hoping can get like tens of thousands of views, is my problem, talking about the specific problems that they feel. And then I have just consistent ads, right? Just talking about the solution of my product. That's my bottom of funnel stuff. So if we look at some of my viral content, it's talking to my ideal customer persona, right? It's talking about the symptoms that they feel. For example, this is talking about one of my experiences of working with Iman Gaji, right? That's talking about the experience of frustration of not having a successful online business and the difficulties of not having predictable income and building a personal brand. That's the top of funnel system here. And that went on to get, we can go here, that went on to get 1.1 million views. And it did incredibly well, and it drives a lot of people into my sales funnel. Okay, so that's the top of funnel stuff. Then I focus on my middle of funnel and bottom funnel. Now my goal as a marketer is always, if I can make this style stuff blow up and go viral, I'm going to make a lot of revenue. All right, but in every video I always follow this same argument. Okay, so I'm not going to play it to you now, but if you watch this video here, you'll notice, like from a non-jaded perspective, from a business owner's marketer's perspective, you'll notice that the sales funnel that I follow is I highlight a symptom, I talk about the problem, I mention that the solution is actually building a personal brand and charging monthly subscriptions, and then I have a call to action at the end which tells them to check out my product. That structure not only is across my entire personal brand, but it's also in every single video, because I want to make sure that when someone watches my video, I don't say, look, have you got a headache? here, buy my bottle of hydration prime drink, whatever it is, right? That won't convert. So I need to make sure that in my videos as well I'm following this structure. So that was basically my model, and I've been posting a lot of content over the last few months. In total, I think it's about 270 or 300 odd posts. I post multiple times a day, maybe 3 to 5 times a day on average, probably 3 times a day on average. And as you can see, lots of my videos don't do very well, only a few thousand views, and some of them do a little bit better. And that's the consistent model that I've been following. So this is moving a little bit more into the actual sales funnel and the marketing plan that I've been running. So I've tried multiple different things. So the first sales funnel that I tried is what I imagine most people would automatically do, which is a VSL funnel to a checkout page, right? That was the first thing I tried, and it was originally a $50 per month subscription with a 7-day free trial. That's what we first ran in the first couple of months, and it crushed it. It did very, very well, especially with getting a lot of free trial signups. The issues that I found with running a VSL to a checkout page were quite simple, really. When you're running a VSL, it's difficult on this landing page here to create enough drive and motivation to actually want to pay and join your product. The issue is as well with a very, very, very low ticket $50 per month subscription and a 7-day free trial, or originally it was actually 14-day free trial. People would inherently forget, which would mean if they forget, then they would get charged, and then they would wonder where that charge came from, and some of them wouldn't even actually join the Skool community. So we had a lot of problems in the first month of just people charging back and just getting really confused as to why they're being charged. So this is an idea that I recommend for every single business owner. Is we created what we call a charge page. So now on the statement descriptor on your bank account, it will go to this page, which will say why has there been a charge on your card, how can you get a refund, and all that kind of stuff. All right, that's all here, which we'll send to all of our customers if they're confused about where the charge came from. That massively dropped the dispute rate because now they know where the charge came from, and they can just go back into the community, and more often than not they're happy just as long as they know where the payment came from, right? So that's the first funnel that we ran. We had a lot of issues with it, as you can probably tell. So the next version up was essentially just adding the small tweaks of the charge page and removing this 14-day free trial to a 7-day free trial. But then I tried to do a payment up front and it didn't work. This funnel just would not convert at all. And my reasoning behind it was I started a brand. This doesn't show it, but this VSL is about 1 minute long. I was like, I don't have enough time in a 1 minute VSL to really truly sell the product as well as I possibly can. So then we transitioned into our second sales funnel, which is our webinar funnel. So this is the funnel that we're actually running at the moment. If you go into my profile, this is what Eddie Cumberbatch, Cardinal Mason, a lot of the big guys are doing at the moment. So we just, how to make 6 figures with my personal brand, register for the webinar, and then we have my webinar slide deck here, which is hundreds and hundreds of pages long. I'm not going to just show you all of my sales strategies and stuff, but we have, about 200 odd slides, 210 slides long. So that's what we're running at the moment. And the second issue that I had with my actual product, we come down here to the actual product, and this does kind of tie in a little bit, and the reason why I changed the sales funnel, so I'm going to kind of bounce around a little bit here. Main reason of changing to the different sales funnel is because we whacked our price up from a $50 per month with a 14-day free trial to $197 per month, no free trial. And obviously that's a very high, there's a much higher price point. It's that mid-ticket bracket that you can't really sell through a checkout page, and there's no free trial. With that being said, the reason why we made that change was because of the issues that I stated out before, but the second reason was because the engagement in the group just really wasn't there. $50 per month is that kind of payment that the average everyday person can afford. It's the Andrew Tate model, but at the same time, it's really not that much money. Everyone's going to forget about it. There's no motivation to actually work on yourself, and we were just getting no engagement at all in the group. As soon as we increased it to $197 a month, there's that reason where you should start engaging, and then suddenly the engagement just shot up and people are actually using the group a lot more. We've still got a long way to go with our engagement. That's the second plan that we're kind of working on, but we have bigger issues right now with our front end conversion rates, which we're testing another sales funnel as well. So the webinar worked very well. Our first few webinars we ran and it converted pretty well. We did about 17% conversion rate on the webinar, and if anyone here knows about running webinars, that's a very high conversion rate. So we were crushing it with the webinar. And then again, we noticed some issues and some breaks in the system and the funnel that we were running. And the problem is with the webinar, right, is you operate like this. And obviously this was me just being a lazy, poor business owner for the first month, not really working on systems. But again, we have to break it before we have to know what to fix, right? So initially we were doing this. So lead comes in, opts in, they get an email to make sure they show up to the class. Then we do the webinar and then we close. We were on average we're getting about 28 to 30% of people actually showing up to the webinar. And then from shows, it was around a 10 to a 15% close rate. From actual pitch, it was about 17% close rate, which meant that 72% of our leads that never even showed up to the webinar were just kind of dead leads. They weren't going through any of our sales process. They didn't even know we had a product on offer. The way that this worked on the front end is we say, look, learn how to do this for free. So they turn up to this. And then obviously the issue with that is because it's free, they've got no skin in the game, we get a large drop off, and then we just really weren't working these leads at all. And then the next step was, here is the 90% of people that didn't buy. We just didn't have a really solid system for reworking these leads and getting these leads to come back and purchase. So we have a few issues with the webinar funnel. It's fixed a lot of problems, but it's highlighted a bunch of new issues. And this is now getting more towards a high ticket model of running things. And the issue here is now we're in a situation of we need to build high ticket systems where you sell a $2,000, $3,000 package with all the follow up and the setters and the closers to get those conversion rates to work these leads here, which is basically what all this crap is. But you don't have the leverage of, having that cash flow to be able to build that kind of system. So you're kind of in that worst position of you don't have the money to be able to build out the systems that you need, but at the same time, you're just killing all your leads and you're not really doing much with them. So that's really where the third funnel came in. And we haven't tested this yet. We're building this out at the moment, where we're basically saying, well, actually, all of these leads that don't buy, we're going to run them through a phone call funnel. Just get them on the phone and try and sell them over the phone. That's basically what all this stuff is, right? Wherever we have a drop off of leads where we're not working them, get them on the phone and try and sell them. Our high ticket and then our low ticket, or our mid ticket, low ticket, and then we also have our high ticket offer as well. So that was the system here. But then just the amount of volume that you have to do, calls and just team you have to build, it's not, I don't think personally, and we've tested this for a bit and I won't go into detail too much, but long story short, it's not working as best as we thought it would. And the reason why, kind of long story short really, is these leads here, they come up to the free class. If we dial these leads, that either, that we assume that 70% aren't going to show up, right? So we're going to dial all of them, confirm they're going to come to the class, number one, right? Which is here, confirm they're going to come to the class, so don't pick up to keep calling them, and then try and sell them the 197 over the phone, right? Because ultimately, if we sell them here, we don't have to do this, right? And that just speeds up the sales cycle. So the issue we found is obviously they've registered for a free class. They're like, look, I'm not going to buy now. I might buy later. I just want to see what the free stuff is first, which is obviously understandable. We're getting a lot better conversion rate here. We're actually calling people that didn't buy or were on the fence during the webinar, and then we're actually converting those people over the phone. And that kind of makes sense, right? As a business owner, you kind of understand that someone at the beginning of the funnel who's expecting free stuff is not in a buying mood, whereas someone who's been pitched for 2 hours is in a buying mood. So it's better to put our time working these leads. So with that being said, that's where our third funnel comes into play, and we've not tested this yet, which is a callback funnel. Now we're going to add in I'll go back to the VSL in a second, but the callback funnel is essentially running content to a landing page saying, if you want to know how to build a paid community and make 20k a month, whatever it is, our offer, book in a call, but not a sales call, not like a Zoom call, literally just request a callback. So then they opt in, they get a phone call within the next 5-10 minutes from the guy that works for me, and then we try and sell them over the phone straight away. So that's the third funnel that we're going to test, but obviously higher touch point, higher effort, lower leverage. So the next strategy that we're also going to try is we're going to go back to the VSL model, but we're going to value pack, and we're going to do a mix between a VSL landing page and then a sales page. I have it already built out and structured, but I'm not going to show you because I don't want to just completely, if this funnel works very well, I'm going to try and keep it protected. I don't want to give everything away, right? So this will also be inside the Skool community if you want to build your own Skool community. I'm building the system out anyway for you guys, so if you want to join it, the link is down below. So with that strategy, we launched some TikTok campaigns. We are just running some paid ads, about £100 in ad spend, just to add in some TikTok followers, just so we can hit that 1,000 follower mark straight away. We're on, as of filming now, 970 followers, so we're going to push that up to get to 1,000, so then we can run the VSL funnel with a sales page, and then we're going to do a third TikTok account where we can run the callback funnel. So the plan is ending off Q1 is to test. We're testing the webinar funnel. We know that there's problems with that. We're going to test the new VSL funnel. We're going to drop the price point a little bit, and then we're going to test the callback funnel. And then we're going to look at a full 30 days of running those funnels, see which one converts the best. And then we'll have 3 different TikTok accounts and Instagram and YouTube and platforms that will then all push towards our best converting funnel. So that's all. That's the sales, the marketing, and the funnels. I can go into more detail if you drop any comments in the questions in the comments, and I can go into more detail on the extra steps if you want. The next step was actually talking about the product itself. Now, the product itself, when I first initially built this, I made the judgment in my brain that like everyone would just go through the content and just learn, right? So all of our program was very much theory based. Here's how the algorithm works. Here's how to build a personal brand. Here's why you should do this and how to get views. Here's how to build the product and that kind of stuff, right? But it was all a bit just kind of random, not really put together in like a structure. We noticed a lot of people were just getting cripplingly confused and didn't know, like, okay, I've got all the information. They'll just go through every video, they'll learn it, and then no one would actually apply that information. So that's why we built out the 30-day challenge, and I recommend this to anyone who's building their own Skool community, which is a step-by-step instruction for 30 days. It says day 1, baby steps, do this, how to find your niche. Day 2, day 3, day 4. So that's what we have. We have our 30-day challenge here, which is every single day, basically, for the next 30 days, exactly what to build out. And that's what this looks like here. So just to show you, I won't go through each one individually, but like day 5, right, where to host a program on Skool, that kind of thing. But we have all 30 days planned out and filmed, and and there's also I do this 30-day game plan. We also have this Google document as well that company does it. It's 62 pages long. It's fucking massive, and it's also 15,000 words. That's just literally just step-by-step instructions that they can follow. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the biggest learnings that we've had, is that massively boosted like results for our customers, because they come in and they can just follow step by step exactly what to do. And then the final thing that is a new system that we're actually implementing is we built a new program called the Viral Accelerator, which is just literally for our customers to sell. This is like, we built this because some customers come through and they don't want to build their own product. So we said, here's a product of ours that you can just sell yourself. We won't take any money from it, but all of these videos push to our free class. So any customers that our customers get through this product that we built for them to sell, we can then push them through our mid-ticket product. So that's a new initiative that we're going to be rolling out to our customers as well, just to kind of get better results for our customers and make sure that everyone, you know, is easier, because just removing decisions and removing choice for our customers just gets people better results. Every single time we've noticed that if we give them too much scope, too much room to just choose what they want to do, nobody makes any progress because they didn't make that first decision. So removing that scope of choice and just limiting it seems to get better results. So that's what we're kind of doing at the moment. So that's our objective moving into Q2. In terms of our content objective, it really is just to post a shit ton more content. Once we have the funnel dialed down, we know which ones are best. We're then going to have 3 TikTok accounts. We're starting a podcast. We're getting a team just to clip the content. We're also posting more so on YouTube, and then Instagram. We're just funneling everyone through the same funnel, rather than just sporadic testing different things. So it's been a really successful period of time, but we've had a lot of problems. We've had a lot of setbacks. Big next steps really is working out the best funnel to do, and then just scaling the content, getting that conversion rate, and then just hammering home, and then we'll work a lot more. Once we've done that, then we'll spend basically all of our time building lifetime value. This is not like a 20-day, 30-day quick business for me. This is like, how can we build a 7-figure a year business that stacks annual recurring revenue, and then ultimately I remove my face from all the marketing, and then we make this more of a branded business, and then we build equity, enterprise value in the company, that then if we want to, we can go ahead and sell this model. So that's kind of the long-term play. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully this has been useful for everyone. And like I say, if you do want to join the Skool community, just click the link down below in the description. I'll show you how to build your own one and build your own personal brand as well. And like I say, you know, we've been able to get millions of views on my content, so I'm pretty well versed in showing you how to do that for your business as well. So hopefully that's been valuable. Ask any questions down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.